to read this morning. Job 23, or Iyob, right? And Iyob answered and said, even today my complaint is bitter. My hand is heavy on account of my groaning. If only I knew where to find him, I would come to his dwelling place. I would present my case before him and fill my mouth with puffs.
Why is that? Why is his hand?
Sorry, there was some noise, so I had paused it for a minute, guys. Okay, so he was saying in verse 4 that I would present my case to him, meaning the Father, right? He would go straight up to where God is, and fill my mouth with proofs. I would know the words which he would answer me, and understand what he would say to me. Would he contend with me in great power? No, but he would pay attention to me. There the upright might reason with him, and I would go safe forever from my judge. See, I go forward, but he is not, and backwards, but I do not perceive him. To the left, and there is to the left where he is working, but I do not see. He turns to the right, but I do not see. For he knows the way I take. When he has tried me, I would come forth as gold. My foot has held fast to his steps. I have guarded his way and did not turn aside. I have not strayed from the command of his lips. I have treasured the words of his mouth more than my own law. But he is one, and he is one. I guess it's like Hero Israel. Yahuwah or Elua is one, right? He is one. And who does turn him? He does whatever his being has desired. For he makes complete my law. And many like these are with him. Therefore I am troubled at his presence. I consider, and I am afraid of him. For El has made me faint-hearted, and the Almighty has alarmed me. But I was not cut off from darkness, and from his face he has covered the thick darkness. He has covered the thick darkness. Okay. Um, so he knows that he would be right if he could get an audience with the Father, right? Okay, chapter 24. Times are not hidden from the Almighty, and why have not those who know him see his days? I said another word wrong. Verse 1. Times are not hidden from the Almighty, And why have not those who know him seen his days? They remove landmarks. They rob and feed on flocks. They drive away the donkey and the fatherless, of the fatherless. They take the widow's ox as a pledge. They turn the needy out of the way. The poor of the earth have hidden together. Verse 5. See a wild donkey in the wilderness. They go about their tasks, eager seekers of prey. The desert gives his bread for the children. And that gives is italicized, so it would really read, the desert his bread for the children. Verse 6. They reap his fowler in a field, and they glean the vineyard of the wrong. They spend the night naked without a garment, and without covering in the cold. They are wet with the showers of the hills. I think that means the dew, right? And have embraced a rock for lack of shelter. They snatch away the fatherless from the breast, and take a pledge from the poor. Naked they shall go about without a garment, and hungry they shall take away sheaves. They press out oil within their walls. Winepress they shall tread, yet suffer thirst. I think that sounds like they're slaves, right? That they're right there with all of it, and they're still suffering thirst, right? Verse 12. Men groan in the city, and their beings of the wounded cry out, and Eloah does not regard it as foolish. They become rebellious. They have become rebels against the light. They have not known his ways, nor remain in his paths. The murderer rises at daylight. He kills the poor and needy, and in the night he is as a thief. And the eye of the adulterer watches for dusk, saying, no eyes see me. And he puts a covering over his face. In the dark he has broken into houses. By day they shut themselves up. They have not known light. Verse 17. For all of them mourning is the same as the shadow of death. When he discerns the extreme fear of the shadow of death, he is swift on the face of the waters. Their portion is cursed in the earth. He does not turn into the way of the vineyards. Drought and heat snatch away snow waters. Sheol, those who have sinned. I think it means like hell. It's hell to those who have sinned, right? Verse 20. The womb forgets him. The worm feeds sweetly. Yeah, the worm feeds sweetly on him. He is remembered no more. The wickedness is broken like a tree, treating evil the barren who does not bear, and does no good for the widow. But he draws the mighty away with his power. He rises up, and no one is certain of life. He gives his safety, and he leans on it. yet his eyes are on their ways. They are lifted up for a little while, then they are gone. Then they shall be brought low, like all else they are gathered up, and they are cut off like the heads of grain. And if it is not so, who does prove me a liar and make my words worthless? Okay, it says that was the end of the read. Okay. Um, so get that out of the way so I can see where. So we read to 24. Okay. I'll save it down to that. Now that's the end of the read. This is an attempt to read through the Bible, a chronological Bible, on you first, and I'm using the TS 2020, 2009. And I hope you're blessed by it. Bye bye.